Hello all. Last year we made a video laying out why FATCA, the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, is a terrible deal for the rest of the world. But it's not just a terrible deal for the world, it's also a terrible deal for the United States. FATCA is already hitting our wallets, and it will soon be making us dumber. The negotiation of most large international financings now includes a detailed discussion of who bears the risk of FATCA legislation. People will still want money from large American banks for decades to come. As we move farther down the scale, though, individual business people have already started asking themselves questions.
Can I sell my goods to Europe instead of the US so I can avoid this payment uncertainty? If I let an American investor into my business, will that make me vulnerable to this FATCA garbage?
This effect is not obvious, but it is already happening. The future of the world is global. Massive corporations, small investors, and individual employees are all stepping out onto the global stage. Economies are complicated things, but at the end of the day, they are about people. In order to win at the game of globalization, we need Americans to get out there and get to know different countries. The large money contracts are all made at the top end by banks and oil companies. The US will not suffer in those sectors for quite some time, but the thousands or millions of smaller transactions are just as important for innovation and for building an understanding of the world beyond a nation's borders. Banana Republic Russia has big banks and oil companies. It is the thousands of smaller companies and investors that make the US a world-class economy. FATCA hurts those entities. The US is the only developed country that taxes its citizens abroad. Some point out that the US does not tax its expat citizens on the first $92,000 of income, and that there are deductions for local taxes. People making that much should be able to figure out how to pay taxes to two countries. The thing is, they might be able to, but they won't for long. They will either move back to the United States, where they don't have to deal with the hassle, or they will renounce their citizenship. FATCA is already pushing the opportunities of a globalized world towards other countries. Americans won't want to build careers or businesses overseas. They will do a semester abroad, or maybe do a drunken year or two teaching English in their 20s. As an expat myself, I have often noted that international living is wasted on the young. A college student barely knows his own country. How can he learn about another one? As a country, we will do less and less business with the world outside, and know less and less about it. FATCA will make us dumber, and it will make us poorer. This may seem a bit overdramatic, but it is already happening. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.